I'm not gonna lie, it feels a little weird seeing the old Konami logo. Hey there guys, Ephraim's Vanguard here and welcome to this new playthrough. As you will see here in just a second, once it slowly pans up, and actually you can already tell from the video title, today and probably for the next couple weeks it'll be Super Castlevania 4. Like Star Fox, this will be mostly blind. I have played the beginning of it, and I'm actually not going to touch the controller here because it goes into the story of this. So, yeah, so you can see that. For what context you need, if you played the first Castlevania, it's the same story as that. Super Castlevania 4 is essentially a remake of that game. You know, just with better controls. Probably one of the earliest remakes I can think of. Because it's the same story, same character. You're Simon Belmont in this one, yeah. And you go to fight Dracula. You fight many of the same bosses. The levels are mostly new, though. The theming is the same. And like I said, the story is the same. Dracula's tombstone just got struck by a bolt of lightning and he flew away. Every 100 years, the forces of good mysteriously start to weaken. Thus, the power of Dracula starts to revive itself. His power grows stronger and stronger every 100 years, and there's no more text for me to read. Dracula has revived many times. However, his sinister actions have been consistently thwarted by the Belmont family. It's been 100 years since the last confrontation between Dracula and the Belmont family. But now, the serenity of Transylvania is being threatened by destructive forces. Gotta love that SNES text scrolling speed. On a dark and eerie night. That's how all these stories start. Dracula rose from his grave to unleash his destructive powers over the countryside. There's more. Once again, Simon Belmont is called upon to destroy Dracula. I think this is the only time he used it. Like I said, this is a remake of Castlevania 1, so I mean the Belmonts have before, but I don't think this is Simon's first foray into it. With only his whip and courage he set out to restore peace to Transylvania. By the way, my apologies if my voice sounds a little bit different from this episode. The pollen's getting to me, and it makes my nose a bit stuffy. You might be able to hear it. I think my voice is mostly fine, though. Alright, so that's the intro. Obviously, we are in Transylvania, which I think puts us in a place in Romania. And the reason we are in Transylvania is because it's a game about vampires, and especially about Dracula, so of course we have to. I don't think we need to change any of these. Yeah. We can continue. What does that do? Oh, no, I don't... How do I? Oh, well. Well, we'll just... No, go back one more. There's only one way I know how to do this. A reference that probably only a few of you will get. If not, I'll mention the reference in just a second. Yes. Oh, God. Oomph the 8th C. Real quick, because I messed up, I'm going to have to jump back up to the title screen. Yes, this is still on the SNES Classic. So it's still the same recording system as before. Real quickly, I'm going to be making the same joke here. At the end of one of the previous Star Fox episodes, I said I don't use I said something about using emulators. What I mean by that is emulators like this, like officially released ones, or Nintendo's Virtual Console, or stuff on Steam or GOG.com, you know, stuff like that. I don't just download ROMs off the internet. That's not my style. You'll never see me do that, ever. So, everything you see me play on this channel will always either be original hardware or an officially licensed re-release. Pretty much. Not pretty much, that is how it is. Anyway, Oomph the 8th C. Anyway, there's Simon Belmont. They're staring ominously at Dracula's castle. He has quite the fortifications. Oh, so that's jump. That's whip. And right off the bat, we get ourselves a whip upgrade, so now our whip is a little bit more powerful. For those of you unfamiliar, that skull back there, immediately ominous. For those of you unfamiliar, the whip in the Castlevania series is Vampire Killer, I believe, passed down to the Belmont family, and as the name would imply, it has the power to kill vampires, along with all other sorts of monsters. Yeah, this is a Castlevania game, so it'll kill you quick. Maybe I don't want to go inside. Let's stay out here. Huh? Oh. Yeah, that was me being dumb. You get nothing for trying to hop on top of the gate, so this is already going smoothly. And I already lost track of what I was thinking of. Oh, crap, I need to end that again. Oomph the 8th C is a reference to Stephen and Mal's video of this when they did the SNES Classic stuff. Yes, I'm sticking with it. And for some reason, Mal entered this, and it is the funniest thing ever to me. I just thought it... I don't know why, but it made me laugh so hard. That episode, in my opinion, is probably one of the best of their SNES Classic series, which is, in its own right, fantastic. So I'll link that in the description, at least the video to this one, so you can go watch it. They only play in that in that episode, I think the first 2 levels, which is as far as I've played this personally. So after pretty much this episode, the rest will be blind. Well, not entirely. I've also seen, long time ago, probably like 4 years ago at this point. Also, listen to this music. So yes, this is Simon's theme, an original composition for this game, and it surprisingly doesn't really return much in the series. This is personally one of my favorite tracks that I've heard from this game. I love this so much. It's like so encouraging, you know, just like go out and be a hero. I'm speaking a little quietly, by the way, because I have family members home and I'm trying not to disturb them. Because it is early in the morning, and we got home late last night, so there's that. In case you're wondering, this is being, well, I'll get to that later. Right now, I was talking about that video and how they played through this. Yeah, so I've only played the first 2 levels of this game out of a lot. I've also seen Proton John. He played this game once on a game clearing stream sort of thing. And, I think we're at max whip upgrade though, so it's fine. If not, we can get another one and it'll make our whip go a little bit farther. But in any case, I saw Proton John playing this on one of his streams, and I wasn't, like, tuning in to watch it. I was absent-mindedly watching it. I know, from what I was watching, one thing he liked to do is, if there was an enemy below him, he'd just let the whip fall like this, and the enemy would walk into the whip, and it would damage and kill them. So, I've seen that. Also, he had a very good strategy for... did I mess something up? He also had a very good strategy for fighting the penultimate boss that, I remember very well. Oh, we had to go in that way. That's what we had to do. I thought that was just a solid wall. Oh yeah, items. Before we had a knife, they're bad. I'll get to that. So, I'll be explaining that strategy when I get to it, because it kind of cheeses it pretty bad, but otherwise it seems like it's a pretty difficult boss. But that's a while away. Aside from that, I don't really know anything about this game. I should start explaining some of the mechanics. So whip, you can mainly whip forward. You can crash down and whip, which is good. You can also whip in 8 directions, including down, which is incredible. Because in Castlevania 1, you could only whip this way or this way. No other options. And it was horrible. You couldn't even crouch and whip. It was horrible. It controlled like garbage. And also, when you jumped, as you can see, Simon He can turn around in midair. Not particularly well, but he can still do it. Original Simon Belmont and plus Trevor Belmont, they could not do that. If you jumped, you had to commit to that jump. You were going full momentum. You couldn't change it at all. Once you press that jump button, you were committed. Oh, no wall chicken over here? That sucks. I could have sworn there was wall chicken. It's not like it. Oh crap. I could have sworn there was wall chicken. In any case, so we've gone through 3 sub-items so far. Before we had the knife, it's crap. I'll be frank, it just sends a knife straight forward and deals very little damage. Right now we have the axe, and as you can see, it'll whip an axe out and an arc, which is pretty useful. As you can see, I'm destroying these candelabras, I think they're called. I can't believe I survived that. These candelabras, I think they're called. Invincibility. That pot thing's invincibility. Those candelabras. Oh yeah, you also couldn't flail it around like this in the original Castlevania either. So it was literally just this or this. That's all you could do. The candelabras, they contain money, which are points. Oh yeah, here's the dinky knife. See, it's crap. And they also sometimes drop hearts. Surprisingly, the hearts are not life. They are your ammo. As you can see, as you could have seen, the axe before, those big hearts are also worth 5. This only uses 1 heart per use because it's crap. And the axe does a lot of damage, and because of that, it uses 5 hearts. And we also grabbed a crucifix before. I can't remember if it's just a cross or a crucifix. Probably the latter, because this is a game that is inspired heavily from well, the aesthetics of this game, that I should say, are inspired heavily from Catholic/Orthodox tradition. Also, these things, they let you swing, and they're really fun, even though they look weird to handle, but... Oh, yeah, they are weird to handle, but it doesn't matter. They're fun to use, so I like them. And we'll be getting one of those back. It's one of my favorite Castlevania items, because it's just really useful, so... And we'll get more chances to use them. That's just later, not now. So yeah, points there. Also, you're timed in these levels, so gotta be careful about that. No, can't go to the right. Gotta be careful. Oh, Simon can crouch walk in this. Just like Solid Snake. Actually, Solid Snake can't. Old Snake can, and Big Boss can in some games. So yeah, you can crouch walk if that tickles your fancy. It doesn't have much of a purpose. You need to be careful about falling down pits, though, because in the original Castlevania, even if you fell down a flight of stairs, it would kill you. Oh, more invincibility. That's nice. So in general, the reason why I chose this over the original Castlevania, which, by the way, I have played and beaten on the Wii U Virtual Console, and trust me, I abused save states in that one. I abused them to heck. I did not beat it normally. I probably couldn't even beat the first 4 levels normally. But this should be much easier, so I won't be abusing save states as much. Wall chicken here? No. But because we have a lot more, took damage there. Because we have a lot more mobility, I feel much more comfortable playing this one. Simon honestly controls a lot like how Rector Belmont does in Symphony of the Night. Oh, holy water here. Yeah, so here we have holy water, or firebomb as it was called in the original Castlevania. As you can see, bring it down and it'll spray some... Huh, I don't trust you. Oh, crap. Throw it on the ground and it'll deal damage to enemies. It can actually, like, stack damage, too. Yeah, just run ahead and drop some holy water on it. Get us some more ammo here. We are actually... Oh, we are not going to get through this. I have been dilly-dallying and we are short on time. So, because of my incompetence, we will be restarting the level from square one. Again, it doesn't matter. I have time to talk about it. Actually, I'm going to need to actually just cut it off at the end of this episode because I've been so incompetent. Oh, yay. I thought I was at least going to get through the second level. But nay. You know what? The joke's dead. So instead, I'm just going to be entering part of my screen name anyways. For the longest time, I didn't know that this was a biblical name. I think it's one of, is it one of Jacob's sons or brothers? Future me will put Ephraim, or like Ephraim, as his name would probably be pronounced. actually is. He's not a major character, he's literally offhandedly mentioned, so... In case you were wondering, my name is a reference to the Fire Emblem character. Also, if you couldn't tell from the icon and the channel banner and that stuff. Also, me showing him off on Twitter. Not the right terminology. My fault. So yeah, you start with around 450 seconds, and you have to beat the level in that time. If you don't, then Simon just dies. So you don't need to do that. It gives you a block number for some reason, so... Even though it's not the proper end of the level, it does indicate to you, like, when an level actually ends. Let's whip you in the shins. Come back down here, you get to listen to Simon's theme again. And this time I'll try and keep the crucifix if we get one. Yeah, hop on through here. So my history with the Castlevania series, it's not very extensive. I've mentioned the 2 games that I played already. Castlevania 1, which I think I got for free through like a, not my Nintendo, Club Nintendo, reward thing once, and I figured why not. So I got that. And I beat that game through abusing save states. And the other Castlevania game I played, which was before that, was Symphony of the Night. For those of you who don't know, there's like 2 eras of Castlevania. The one half of it is basically a platformer like this, which is Castlevania 1 through Rondo of Blood, I think. I think Rondo of Blood was the last one. And it was like the first 5 games, I think, that was in the... Oh yeah, that was a rosary right there. It burns up any enemies on screen, so you couldn't see it too well, but it does that. Somehow Simon instantaneously, I don't know what he does if he says like a whole decade at once. Alright, so here's the crucifix. It'll boomerang across the screen and deal lots of damage. I guess that's just a cross because it doesn't look like it has an icon of Jesus on it, so unless that's just the bad graphics, but I'll put up whatever its official name is on screen. Nope, don't grab that. Anyway, the first one that I played was, so that was the first era, and I played the first game of that area of Castlevania. The second one is the Ephraim Castlevania games, which are which are the part of the series that gives their name to the Metroidvania genre. So as you could guess, they involve very heavily with exploration and that kind of stuff, and roaming around, relatively freely roaming around a map. And Castlevania was the first, Symphony of the Night, was the first one of that genre, and I played that one, and I really, really liked that game. So, if I make any Symphony of the Night references, that would be why, because I like that game. Unfortunately, we lost our crucifix, so it's gone for this level. But it matters not too much. We're already down 200 seconds. Maybe I don't need to whip all these candelabras, especially because... Oh, crap. Especially because your hearts don't... You lose all your hearts at the end of the stage, so it serves no purpose for me to stock up. Come on out. I'll kill you. Swing on over here. There we go. Ah, I got some chicken. Chicken restores your health. As it tends to do, you know? You can get like little chicken legs which restore like a few pieces of your health. Other times you can get like a full roasted dinner, which will restore a good chunk, a very big chunk of your health. So be on the lookout. I'm coming for you. Okay, maybe it's not invincibility. See, if you can't whip him straight, you just gotta limp wrist it, as Proton John called it. Nope, nothing. Yeah, this is still Simon's theme. I know there's Bloody Tears, which is also a good song. And I don't think Vampire Killer is in this game, though. The song Vampire Killer, I mean, which is also a famous and good Castlevania song. Bloody Tears is by far the most famous. Alright, let's do this. Ah, only needed 1 holy water for that one. get some more hearts. So we're relatively back where we were. This one we should just be able to, yeah, whip him right there. Don't need to worry about him. Oh, unicorn heads. Great. They have a more official name, but I don't care to remember. Castlevania in general, its aesthetic is, it's like based on B horror movies set in the medieval period, especially if they focus on fantastical monsters. Like Frankenstein was an enemy in the original Castlevania. He was a boss in the original crap. The water sucks. It just freezes enemies. So, like so. That is a Medusa head, though, which you want to brutally murder, because they suck. Like that. Unfortunately, also that, it costs like, no, only 5 hearts. That's surprising. Uh-oh. Yeah, they suck. They'll knock you around, and always with the knives. And they'll throw you into pits. Unfortunately, I think I kind of wanted either, wow, I am taking a lot of damage. I think you kind of want either the crucifix or the axe for the boss that's coming up. Avoid that because it might drop you into a pit and kill you. And you don't need none of that. Down below 100 seconds, which is not preferable. I gotta admit, it feels really good to be able to whip in any direction you want. It feels so nice. Yeah, here's our boss. I have no idea who he is, but we'll kill him. As you can see, he has a health bar, which has been there the whole level. Whip him. I am dead. Oh. He murdered me. It matters. It matters a little to me. I'll redo this level off screen. This level's gone on long enough anyway, so when the level ends, I'll just end the episode, but I'll replay back here up in my own free time. I mentioned in one of the Star Fox episodes that it was appropriate that this was going up on April 1st, not because it's April Fool's Day, but because this year, April 1st also happens to be Easter. The reason being because, as I've alluded to before, there's a lot of Christian imagery in this game, I guess. Very explicitly so in, I mean, the original NES version, the English release at least, tried to downplay it by calling that very obvious cross that we saw earlier a boomerang, and the holy water fire bombs, which isn't very convincing. And, I can't even remember what it called the rosary, because, like, there's no getting, there's, that term specifically implies, like, a religious meaning of something that's used for prayer. So avoid him, and whip him again, and he's done for. So he's not too hard, even if you don't have a solid item. As you can see, the timer is still ticking. You need to grab this orb to complete the level. And it plays a satisfying jingle. It'll tally up what time you have left to give you bonus points, same with the hearts, and it'll refill your health. And you basically restart the next level as good as new. So it'll give you a map of Simon's Germany, send you along to Route 2. Another reason I found it a bit appropriate that this is going up on Easter is because some of the Castlevania games, specifically Symphony of the Night from what I can tell, aside from just having very heavy Christian imagery, also has some Christian themes. Like I said, Symphony of the Night specifically, this game kind of doesn't. You could read a bit into it, but I don't think it's really there. I think it's much more there in Symphony of the Night, intentionally so. But that's really a topic for a different day. So that's what I found by that. And in case you're wondering, did I plan this out? No. In fact, when I was originally planning to do this series, I was thinking, man, it'd be cool if an episode of Castlevania was going up around Easter. But no, I thought I was going to be done by then. But what do you know? Life said Star Fox is going to be really difficult for you to record, and it just so happened that not only an episode of Castlevania, but the first episode would end up going up on Easter. Which, by the way, I think I said it earlier, but today is Easter. Hopefully this will be going up the same day it's being recorded. So, hello there, like within 12 hours into the future. But, like I said, I was going to end it here, so I don't want to show off too much more of the next level. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.